Hello everyone, I'm here again. Oluyemisi is my name. I share life in the UK journey. I share my parenting journey with my family. I have 3 kids and I share my life over 40, the experiences I have gained and all the things as I've gone through, the ups and downs, my wins, how I was able to navigate one or two things. So I'm just sharing so that we can all rub minds together. But today I'll be talking about speech delay of my little son who is 3 years old. He'll be four in March. This is 2025, so he'll be four this March 2024. Let's just dive into it. So, my little son is my third child. So, I have had a first child who is a girl. I've had the second child who is a girl, and I had him. He is my only son. With my first child, everything went smoothly. She attained all her milestones at the proper time. In fact, she attained them faster than the average. People were always amazed. They always say, why is this little girl? She's too tiny to be talking. So she achieved all her milestones at above average stage. That's my first daughter. My second daughter, also, she was an average baby. She walked at the normal age. She spoke at the normal age. So our milestone was okay as well. So when I had my son, I observed a kind of difference, but I didn't want to see it. As a mom, there's some things you just don't want to see. I didn't want to see it. I observed them, but I didn't want to see it. Because of the African setting that I am coming from, they kept telling me it's going to talk, it's going to be okay. Deep down in my heart, I was a bit worried, but I just kept it to myself. Okay, so his pregnancy was okay. It's just that I added a lot of weight during his pregnancy, and then I had people around me that were telling me, "Oh, you're going to have a boy. Oh, you're going to have a boy." So a lot of people around me kept telling me I was going to have a boy. That was the only different thing. People they guessed right. Well, let me say they guessed right about my pregnancy. It was a stress-free pregnancy. I had him on my EDD day. EDD is expected day of delivery. I had him on that same expected day of delivery. I had him. It was it was a fast delivery. It was a very fast delivery. I got into the theater and within 1 hour I already had my baby. So it was a fast delivery, but he had neonatal jaundice. In my previous video, I spoke about how my 3 children have had neonatal jaundice, the 3 of them. So after having my first daughter who had neonatal, the second one also had, so in my head I already thought, okay, let's see what happens with the third one, even though I've told the doctors, the midwife, and all of them. So immediately I had my son. I was even the one, checking the eyes. I checked the eyes. I checked the skin, all those red flags. I checked them and I found out that he also had neonatal jaundice. So this neonatal jaundice story, if you watch my previous video, I've talked about it's a very lengthy video. I talked about it. So after that, we were discharged. We were discharged. He was put under phototherapy, and then the bilirubin cleared off, and we were discharged. So we went home normally. Everything was going on fine. I had a granny in-law that came to assist with taking care. As at then I had children. So it was a handful. It was a lot for me. So I had a granny in law who came around and helped, assisted with assisted a lot. You know, she's a darling. She's still so much strong and alive. But I observed that he wasn't sitting down at the age where the my other older children, and then he didn't work until a lot, maybe 1 year and a half or almost 2 years. So he wasn't really meeting that milestone. My mom also came to help, but she was a lot poorly. She was poorly, so I didn't want to stress her so much. So she was always coming. Sorry if you hear the sound of my baby. That's my 3-year-old I'm talking about. It's just right here. It's just right here. So you may be hearing his voice. So as I was saying, my mom was poorly as at that time, so we didn't really want to stress her that much. And my mom was always telling me not to worry. I shouldn't bother. He's going to talk. So then he wasn't even calling mommy. He wasn't even calling daddy. He was just a silent baby. He was just silent. And at that time, we were back in my home country. So he was just silent. And I knew that there was something because I've had two other children that that met the milestone at the expected or even over expected rate. But for him, so you know, African tradition, they say, oh, if a female child reaches milestone, or a female child is faster than the male child. So that was the mentality they were giving me. But at the back of my mind, I just knew that there was something. But I didn't know about speech delay and all of that. I didn't know all this diagnosis, I didn't really know in depth about them. So when my child was about 1 year and 8 months, we moved to the UK. And for every child that lives in the UK, because as long as he has his residence card, because we moved, everybody had their residence card. So as long as they have their residence card, they would the children will be registered the with the government and with the council where you reside. So as long as they know that a child is in that house or is in that area, you will be visited. You will always have your own health visitor. When we moved into our apartment in the UK, the first health visitor sent a message to us that they will be coming on a particular day to visit. So on that particular day of the appointment, the first appointment, the health visitors came. He was given a red book. Red book is for children that are below 5 years old living in the UK, and then for children that are born in the UK. I had all the immunization booklets, all the immunization certificates, and all that right from birth, even for my older children. I brought everything to the UK. So when the health visitor came, luckily I had everything that they asked for. They checked and saw that all the immunization was completed at the appropriate time. So there's this milestone of 1 year, 1.5 years, 2 years. So at that point, they started asking if he was talking, if he was saying those words. It was at that point that it started dawning on me as well that, oh, this boy is not saying these words. They asked several other questions. And the health visitor told me that she was going to refer him to a speech and language therapist. She was also going to refer him to a pediatrician, and she was also going to refer us to for hearing tests. So those were the three referrals that the health visitor told us that she was going to. So on our own, she said we don't need to do anything. We are just going to receive call or email or a letter to our address giving us appointments to come, giving us a day to come for those appointments. So, she left. She comes regularly. I think she comes about every 3 months. She used to come every 3 months. But if she doesn't come, she has our number. So she's just going to send a message to us, ask how he's doing, ask about the appointment, and, wanting to just know how he was doing at every point in time. Sometime later, we got a call from the pediatrician asking us to come for appointment. He asked so many questions, starting from the pregnancy stage. How are you, Fadil? How are you? Are you all right? The doctor asked a lot of questions from pregnancy stage. If there was any complication, there was no complication except for the neonatal jaundice that we had. And neonatal jaundice is not anything really serious, because my other children had and they met their milestone. He also referred us to the speech and language therapist and the ear, which the health visitor has also done. So I think that's sped up, the appointment. Not long after, we were called for the hearing test. So all this while, I will have to be taking time off work in order to be able to meet the appointment. The dad can also do it, but because I am more kind of involved, so we know how to explain Mommy. These things better. Mommy. Yes, darling. We know how to explain these things better. They are coming from our tummy. No, don't leave it. So I always try to want to be the one to attend the appointments, so that I'll be able to explain. There's some things they will start all over again, asking from your pregnancy stage, which my husband won't be able to answer. Are you alright? Come. Sorry. That's my little boy we're talking about. Are you okay? Huh? It's really cold. The weather is cold. Sorry, my love. So, I always want to be the one to always attend the appointment with him because of all those questions they will be asking you. And I want to thank you for watching this video till this moment. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and press the notification bell for more video content like this. On the day of the hearing test, we got there before time because I know how much British time is well respected. So we got there before the time, and audios were played. He doesn't have problem with the hearing, so audios and the rest of them was played. He was able to hear, sounds were being played, and he was able to understand everything, every of the audio that was being played. The lady who attended to us suggested if we could. He was the one who thought about autism, but she said she's not in a position to diagnose him, but she's looking towards that, and she's just going to do a referral to the pediatrician, just so that we can just clear all the doubts. I didn't mind, honestly, as long as my son was okay. And I appreciated the fact that he was being checked left, right, and center. And then you remember the video I did about him. He's the same person who did both the tonsils and the adenoid surgery. Remember, he's still the same boy. So he has gone through so much as a little boy, 3 years old boy. He's just going to be 4. He has gone through so much. So I didn't mind. I just wanted everything to be over. I wanted everything to be over. So after the hearing test, some days after, we got a letter that he has been discharged from the hearing test because um, he's found not to have any hearing issues. So he was now left with the speech and language appointment. He had a new set of health visitors who was visiting him. When the health visitor came to the house, it was overwhelming for her because at that time he hasn't done that surgery of tonsils and adenoids. He still had it, and then he still had to see the pediatrician. He still had to see the speech and language. So it was overwhelming for. I could see on her face that it was a lot for her. For her to, she was showing the surprise on her face that, oh my God, so she has to deal with all of this. Well, it was fine because I was ready. I was ready to face anything. She was kind enough to always send messages. She would send messages to know how it was going with him. So when we did the surgery, adenoids and tonsil surgery for him, I gave her a feedback. And then when we were giving appointments for another hearing test in Dorset, he was discharged as well. I gave her the feedback. And then for this speech and language therapist, we are still on it. But I just want to encourage anybody, in my shoes going through this. I just want to encourage you to be very strong and be positive, because that is the attitude, that's the vibe we have now. Um we are strong, we are helping him in every little way. We encourage him for every step that he takes. Now he's able to say mommy, he's able to say daddy, he's able to put two words together. And sometimes he used to hum some song, but now he's able to say some things from those songs. I'm able to pick one or two things from the music or the song that he's singing. So he's getting better, he's improving, and I know we will get there. But as a mom, you would just be so worried. So, but then just hang in there and know that it will pass, it shall pass. It's just one of those things that's one of those hurdles that mothers would have to face, and then would overcome it. So this is just an encouragement to you out there who may be going through it, or you have somebody, or somebody that is going through this. Just share this video with them, and just to encourage them, and to just to let them know that it shall pass. Because my son wasn't even saying anything before. He was just always silent. Whenever he needs to communicate with you, he will only pull you or point at what he wanted at that time. But now he's able to say, mommy, I want this. He's able to vocalize something, some of his wants. So he's getting better. And then he had to resume to a nursery, and that nursery is amazing. The nursery opened the communication book for him. So they tell us in that communication book, they tell us what um, the things he has been up to, the words that he has said, and then also don't forget there's another thing again about him: potty training. We have not been able to potty train him at 3 years, almost 4 years old. So that is another story on its own. Can you see that this little boy has got a lot going for him? But we are so positive, and we know that we'll get over this. But we're just sharing this. I just want to share this our journey with you out there that's maybe going through it. Just keep just hang in there. This shall pass. So if you have watched my video to this point, I want to thank you, I want to appreciate you. I i really, I'm so grateful for watching it till this point. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Then you have to turn on that notification bell at the top. If not, you wouldn't see any of my videos when it's uploaded. So just turn on the notification bell, and then you see whenever we upload. Whenever I upload, I keep saying we because it's a family. I talk about my family. So I keep saying we. So just pardon me when I say we or I, because I'm talking about tomorrow. I may just come and tell you about the challenge my daughter is facing and how we're able to overcome it. So just stay tuned. Stay tuned, okay? Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. Have a lovely time. Bye.